Welcome back to my next tutorial video, CCNA tutorial. So in last video we had talked about basic networking. What is the concept behind the network, and what is the networking, and we talk about device uses like routers, switches, hubs. We will use these terms further also, because in networking these are the devices which are used. Next one, we talk about the topology. Topology means we can say it's a design. Designs means in what manner you connect your devices like router, switches, hub. So where you need to connect with router to hub or router to switch. So this is called a topology, means which manner on what kind of designs you prepare for your company or your like your home. Okay, for a small business or a long business, I mean big business. And next thing, we talk about the connections. We talk about different kind of connections we used in this network, like DSL, serial connection, Ethernet. One by one we will talk about in a detail. Briefly I can explain here for the DSL, digital subscriber line. What I told you last time, this is totally based on telephone company, or we can say telecom. This DSL connection service provided by the telecom operator. And next is the serial connection, which is having like if you are having a company and you have a router, so this will the service provider will provide you the serial connection on your router. And Ethernet, Ethernet basically is a layer 2 technology, so we will talk in further. So this was the last session, and now we'll talk about further topics and in this session. So now, so let's see, let's suppose we have two routers, R1 and R2. Okay, so if R1 want to send a packet or anything, like you are sitting here in India and you want to send an email or something, whatever you want to send a message to the R2, I mean your friend in Australia. So you just simply sit on your machine and type a mail and send to this person, which is also sitting on this on a machine. So just simply use type a mail and send it to Australian person. So how this packet, I mean how this mail travels from your PC to Australian, your friend PC. So basically this is happen because of one model. I mean, we can talk about one terminology, or we can say it's a technology which is used to send a packet from source to destination. The technology, or we can say mechanism, is called as OSI model. So today we will talk about OSI model. It stand for OSI stand for Open System Interconnection. So OSI model is a open system interconnection which has 7 layers. It has 7 layers. What? It's A, P, S, T, N, D, P. What is that? It is application layer, presentation, session, transport, network, data link layer, and physical layer. So these 7 layers is participate in this whole process from sender to receiver. So we further discuss what are the layers here. So I just erase it. I'll discuss one by one. I'll just erase it. Okay, so our first layer is, we always go through from bottom. First layer is, here are the our layers: application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, and physical layer. So we will start from here because this is the base layer where a packet start their journey. So first layer is physical layer. So what is physical layer? I have some slides, then we will talk about the physical layer. So physical layer is the first layer of the OSI model, which basically does a binary transmission. Means when the packet start their journey from a wire, when a packet I'll say just when you are sitting on your machine, and send a mail. So there is one is a sender and this is the receiver. So once the packet start from your interface, that is called NIC, network interface card. So this journey start from layer 1. So if you hear earlier, like the computer learns only binary things, I mean binary numbers. It doesn't know what is this latter. It's only understand either it is 0 or it's 1. So that is what here we can say it's a binary transmission. On layer 1 there is a binary transmission happen. What is that? Defines the electrical, mechanical, procedural and functional specification for activating, maintaining and deactivating the physical link. So always when the packet start their journey, it goes through the physical layer. Okay, so that is what it is, a layer 1. Next one is layer 2. Layer 2 means data link layer, where your packet sent to the from layer 1 to next layer. The packet will go like this. Okay, so what happened on this data link layer? So we can say data link layer is responsible for define how data is formatted for transmission and how access to the network control. What it gives to, it's provide a error detection. What is this error detection? Means it inspects the packet and find out if there is any error or something. I mean, we can say there is no error. It ensures there is no error. If there is an error, the packet is dropped at this layer. And data link layer is also responsible for framing. When the packet goes from physical layer to data link layer, it convert into frames. Okay, so our next layer is layer 3, that is network layer. Okay, so what is network layer? Basically, if we talk, if I'll say it's a layer 3, means the network layer is responsible for routing packets. In data link layer, there is a frame. Packet is called frame, and once it sent to the next layer, now it convert into the packets. So in layer 3 we will say it is a packet. So responsibility for this network layer is route data packets. Basically it is responsible to routing a packet. What is routing? Like there is router 1, router 2 and router 3. This is the sender, and here is the router 4 is receiver. So router 1 is connected to router 2, router 3 and 2, and this is kind of topology we have. So R1 is sender and R4 is receiver. So what this router will do to send a packet from here to here? it will find out which route is best to reach this router 4, either this way, either this way. This is also use some mechanism to find out which route is best to reaching this receiver end. So network layer is responsible for route the data packets. Next responsibility is select the best path to deliver data. As I told here, this is the sender and this is the receiver, and we have multiple paths to reach this receiver. So router 1 will always select the best path. This also use some mechanism to select the best path. On the basis of this mechanism, it uses and select the best path. We'll talk about mechanism further because it uses some routing protocols here and here, so we'll talk about later. For now, you just know about the best path. Router 1 will select the best path to reach router 4. Provide the logical addressing. What is logical addressing? That is IP addressing. This is also called logical addressing. And layer 3 IP addresses, L3 IP addresses. Okay. Provide a logical addressing and path selection. As I told you, on the basis of some mechanism, it uses the best path to reach destination. So it provides data delivery, route data packets, best path, and logical addressing. This is the responsibility of network layer. Next we talk about presentation. Next layer is transport layer. As the name suggests, transport. This carries the packet from sender to receiver, and it ensure the packet is reaching to receiver. Receiver is receiving the packet which is sent by sender. Okay, that is what it is called end-to-end connections. It ensure the packet has been reached because this ensure end-to-end connection. It handles transportation issues between hosts, ensure data transport reliability. One term is reliability, because it is reliable. That is what this take the responsibility to transport a packet from source to destination, establish, maintains, and terminate virtual circuits. And provide reliability through fault detection. It also checks there is no error. There must be no error on the packet. If it finds any error, on the packet will be discarded from here. So it will, that is why it takes a complete responsibility to reaching the packet to the destination. Next layer is session layer. What is that session layer? Session layer is data. It's basically it creates the sessions of data packets. Basically it is responsible for setting up, managing, and then tearing down session between presentation layer entities. It also provides a dialog control. What is this? Like this is a sender and this is the receiver, and they are sending a packet. These are the packets. So always the session layer prepare a dialog controlling, like receiver is not able to receive all these packets at the time, so it sends a request to the sender, please stop for now. So it controls overflow also, like sender is sending a packet again and again, multiple packets he is sending, and receiver is not able to receive the packets, so it sent a acknowledgement to the sender, like stop this sending packet for now. So it's control the dialogues, it controls to overflow. It doesn't happen. It basically it stops the overflow condition. That is why it is create some sessions. Now next layer is presentation layer. Presentation, as we can say, this is the name presentation. What is sender is sending a packet to the receiver. What sender sends, that should be received by the receiver. It should not be different. So this is the responsibility for presentation layer. What they send, it should be received by receiver. It ensures that data is reliable by receiving system. The data is reliable by receiving system. Formats data, whatever the format is sending, that should be here, the received by the receiver. Like I am sending a mail to the receiver, so that complete mail should be received by a receiver. That is a responsibility of the presentation. In meanwhile, if there is an hacker is stand between here, sorry, like suppose is there any hacker is sitting here and try to hack this packet from here, so they also responsible for encryption and decryption and compression. These things also works here: encryption, decryption, and compression. Like what is encryption? Suppose I am sending a packet and the data in that packet is I am fine. Okay, I have a packet, here is my data, I am fine. So first presentation layer will encrypt this data, whatever algorithm it will use. Now the data has been encrypted like in numbers 2, 3, 5, 4 and so on, whatever this is called the encryption, where the packet, the actual data will be same but it has been encrypted in other language. So the presentation layer always encrypt the data when it sends to the receiver. Once the data encrypt, and here is the encrypted data traveling onto the path, and once the receiver received it, decrypt the packet, means now this format has been changed to my actual data. So receiver will receive I am fine. Okay, this is called encryption and decryption, which is the responsibility of the presentation layer. Provide the encryption. Okay, negotiate data transfer syntax for application layer. And the next layer is application layer. Whatever tools to use on internet, for internet, which is all is known about application layer. So application layer, a layer where all the application are used which will participate on this OSI model. If I'll say emails, SMTP server, messaging, whatever we are using applications to send any packet to from source to destination, without this application layer it can't be sent. Suppose if I want to send a mail, so first of all we need Outlook or Gmail, Outlook or Gmail or Yahoo, anything. You must have an application to send a packet to send your mails to your destination. So these are the 7 layers which we talk about today, that is A, P, S, T and D, P. Okay. It's an application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link layer and physical layer. So these 7 layers always perform a very important role between source to destination while we sending a packet to the receiver. In this OSI model, we sometimes use these terms encapsulation and de-encapsulation. And what is encapsulation means? Here is my data. Okay, when a data travels from lower layer to upper layer, it encapsulated into that layer. Suppose we have 7 layers here. Okay, when the packet goes from physical layer to data link layer, so here is our data, and when it will send to the network layer, it will add a data link layer frame. It will wrap with data link layer. It will add a wrapper of that layer. So when the receiver will send the packet, he can identify this the identification of the packet on respective layer. Again, when the packet go to the network layer, so there will be data and wrap with layer 2 and 2, then network layer, and in transport layer data, then data link layer, network layer, and transport layer. Then when the packet from reaching on each layer, it will be wrapped with respective layer. Then session, it will data, then data link layer, network, transport, then session, it will be wrapped on the session layer. So this is called encapsulation, means wrapping up the packet with respective layer. And what about the de-encapsulation? De-encapsulation means once the packet reach to the destination, and again the process start from upper layer. Now the application layer will de-encapsulate the packet, like we have on the destination side we have data. Okay, here in the destination side we have data, okay, data link layer, DLL, then network, then transport, then session, then presentation, and then application. And now when the packet receive, it will first decrypt, means this wrapper will open on application layer, on physical layer it will unwrap, on session layer it will unwrap, transport layer, network, data link layer, and finally on the machine, on the PC, you will receive the actual data. So this is the whole process happen from source to destination. So let's talk about what is the definition about encapsulation, decapsulation. Information that is to be transmitted over a network must undergoes a process of convergence at both the sending end and receiving end of the communication. That conversation process is known as encapsulation and decapsulation. Okay. This is what I was talking about, how to encapsulate a packet on each layer. On the physical layer there are bits 0 or 1s, and now when the packet sent from physical layer to data link layer, this is actually happening from top to bottom. This is the sender, it is sending a packet. So once it will wrap with application layer, because if he is sending a mail, so he is using a Gmail, Outlook, whatever it is application that is used. So this wrapper has been added to data, and now this will be complete data for the next layer. This is the complete data for the next layer. So it will transfer it on the next layer, it will be wrapped with the layer 6. So this is the complete data is added with this frame. It is encapsulated with presentation layer, and now when it will move to the next layer, this will be complete data for session layer. Session layer will add, wrap it, and send to the next layer. So every time when the packet is going through the different layer, that respective layer will add a frame, wrap it with their layer information. Next is how encapsulation happen. Step 1, the user data is sent from an application. The application layer adds the application layer header, layer 7 header to the user data. The user 7 header and the original user data become the data is passed. What I told you in last slide, here is the data. Once is sent to the layer, it wrapped with the layer 7. For presentation layer, it will be the complete data, it will be added with this wrap with this presentation layer. And now for session layer, this will be the complete data, it will wrap with the session layer here. And for transport layer, it will be the complete data. So step by step on each layer, they will be wrapped with the respective layers. And the same thing happen when the packet is received at receiver end, and now the packet will be de-encapsulate. Here in physical layer, it will be same 0 and 1s, and now the packet reach to the data link layer. So here you can see this will de-encapsulate, this packet will be erased. So now only this information will be sent to the next layer. So here you can see layer 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now on the network layer, this information will be deleted, will be erased. The rest of the information will be sent to the next layer. In transport layer, this packet will be erased. So now only this data will be sent to the upper layer. Session layer will de-encapsulate this information, and finally application layer, here this layer 7 information will be de-encapsulate and reach to the, and the receiver will receive the actual data what it is, and it will be received by the receiver. the same process happened on the encapsulation. On every layer the wrappers will be removed on respective layers, and will be the receiver will receive actual data what the sender has been sent to the receiver. Okay, so that is it. We'll talk about further in next session. Thank you.